All right, regular bike wash video with a bucket of soapy water, usually just Dawn soap. A couple of rags and an old t-shirt or two, scrubby brush. Got this stuff, Muck Off, and in that one it's a simple green. I'm gonna try to use whatever. This stand, take the wheel off, throw it in the stand. The stand hooks like this, which I like a lot. I gotta fix the bottom bracket, but I'll hook the front end first. There we go. And then adjust this. This little guide hits my bottom bracket. There we go. I had already put that into the one of the last cogs on the side here, but then I disconnected. If you have DI for our wash, I always disconnect the battery. My battery's internal because I don't want a live connection. Now look what I did. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I marked these with some tape to match my color tape there for that connection, and then just black on black on this connection. But I disconnect them for batteries. I don't want a live current going through there while I'm washing the bike. I got that for the chain. Pull the derailleur out, put that out of the way. Put this in here, put the chain up, bring it up into your dropout, and hold the chain. And that is now good for the chain. And this, took my seat bag off, holds it all down. This one's been long overdue for a wash, almost all spring. So it's very dirty. I'm gonna go piece by piece. I go ahead and just pre-soak the gears because I know they're gonna be dirty. Derailleurs, I know they're gonna be dirty. Jockey wheels, chain rings, pedals, brakes. I know all this is gonna be dirty. Places where dirt collects. And I'll come back with more of that cleaner later. And I just start at the top. Soapy rag. Now I'm not gonna worry too much about this bar tape because I'm gonna replace it. This is a tune-up where I am gonna replace bar tape and chain. They've both been on there over a year. Well, maybe bar tape's just a few months, but I always replace bar tape. Get your hoods, because your hoods get all sweaty with summer riding. On into the bike. I like this stand because it's sturdy. Take both wheels off. Doesn't flop around a lot. Buy you one. Watch where your bolts are because they get salt corrosion all on them. And then I get the hoods really well, and right inside the hood here and the levers, because I know all my sweat is going all down inside of it. I'm inside the hoods. Sides everywhere. Give it away. Every part I give it a wash and give it a rinse. Move down the front. Wash these brake pads because they get full of metal, splinters, goo. Now, can't do this on disc brakes. You just leave those brake pads alone. I don't really wash those. But caliper brakes, wash them out. Get underneath the fork. That's a nice collection of worms, dead worms, squished up bugs. Behind the headset, same thing. All the dead, squished up stuff you run over when you're riding gets dried up in there. Gotta be real. And then down. I knocked my video over. I'm spraying the frame a bit because I know that's where all the dead worms are underneath here. So I know here, I like this because I can pick this up off that little piece, and the fork's held just lightly, so it's going to hold and not, tear anything up. This is in a Rebea frame, carbon frame, some kind of tube and lug construction, but I like it a lot. The bike itself is 16.5 or so pounds. Of course, all loaded down, it's well over, with a seat bag and pedals and bottles. It's well over 18 pounds, probably 20 or so. But bike as itself, 16.5, so pretty respectable for that. Old Orbea, nothing new about it. Nothing fancy, but it is good quality carbon. Made in Spain. Get your seat really washed well because these, of course, lots of sweat. Get these bolts in the seat because a lot of corrosion there and a lot of dust, dirt thrown up from your rear wheel. Same in the back of the seat tube right here. All this crud that gets thrown up from the rear wheel goes right to your seat tube. Back, your front derailleur all back here. Your bottom bracket junction down here. Tons of crud from the road in those spots. I'm going to freshen up that cleaner around these spaces where I know it's going to be very dirty. Underneath the chain stays, same thing. All this dirt, grime comes up. I like to kind of loop it in there. Good. Wash off through there. Get your bottom bracket, cups, and those are nice. After this, there will be a full oiling of all the pieces, every bolt. I'll oil it. Some fresh oil because that corrosion will keep on corroding if you don't give it a little fresh oil. I can see some corrosion here on the pedals. Doubly good. come after these with a scrub brush in a minute. This side. That pretty Wabea. Pretty bike. Got this. I had a blown up drivetrain and shifters from a former customer who, in their circumstances, had to stop riding, unfortunately. Great guy. A couple of great bikes. I sold one of them, and this one I kind of sat on for a long time. I said, hey, how about I buy it from you? The drivetrain doesn't work, and it would cost a lot of money, and I'll just use the frame. I bought it from him, and I don't remember if I got that front piece there. And I stripped it completely. There is a YouTube on it if you want to look at that build. And I put everything new on this frame. It was just, I didn't even keep the fork because the fork didn't have the right spec that I needed, I wanted. So, got that Ritchie fork. I'm gonna get these brake pads again really well. Scrubbing pads really well. Sometimes even get a little sandpaper in there and scrub them with some sandpaper. But I built this entire frame, just the frame part, with a new drivetrain, updated. And made it to my bike. I love it. It's a great bike. A lot of good heritage with it. Ray has been building bikes 100 years or something. Long time. They know how to build a good race bike. And I'm sticking my hand in between. Of course, I got it covered with a rag. In the back side of these holes where the arms are, so I can get in here and scrub between the arms. And this will be protected with a rag so I don't slice my hand up. At the same time, I'm scrubbing the inside of the chainring. And over here, I get kind of a funny little reach over here, but let's get it over this side. On the inside of the small ring. Clean those teeth. Inside the rings. That's why it's so helpful to have these wheels off. Oh, here's some of this pink stuff. It's muck off, which is fine. I almost ran through this simple green. Update all the cleaning. So this is Di2 12-speed Shimano 105, but it has Ultegra rear derailleur and Ultegra shifters, because this model 105 was disc brake only, and these are obviously caliper brakes. So I had to adapt a couple of parts, like these levers, to make a bike that I could use with caliper brakes instead of disc. And just manually routed some zip ties and some fittings to get Di2 routed. And here's where I'll pull some green and a t-shirt there to get me into these spaces. Now just kind of pull it along and scrub between. You can use a thin brush, whatever you want, to get into the spaces there. Just kind of moving it along with the chain ring. As long as you have something thin enough to get into that chainring space. know a t-shirt will do it. So that's usually my old t-shirt stack. And if I'm not sure, I'll go back through and I'll kind of check it. Let's see. Pretty good. And I'm going to get the big chain ring on the outside right there. Rinse it and see how it looks. Looking pretty good. I'm looking inside the chain ring. I'm going to give this inside chain ring, small chain ring, another little wash through real quick. It's kind of moving that chain ring around. Yeah, all in there, good. I always want to refresh that clean on there. Now I'll go back to my big rag. I'm gonna get underneath here again, because that's a tough spot. Get clean. This is the Park, I don't know, foldable pro stand or something. If you're interested in buying it, it's awesome. Inside of the derailleur cage, get the outside of the derailleur cage, the back side of the derailleur. Hello. Good.
What you working on there?
Just cleaning, just washing.
Okay, you're washing the car.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Overdue. Too. It's good. Also gives you a good opportunity to say hi to your neighbors and or inspect all these parts for something broken or whatever. I'm gonna move the chain so I can get these jockey wheels. I'm holding the towel right on the wheel to clean it. Just lightly. Need a little bit behind and in front. And those jockey wheels will run up against the... Then I like to get some cleaner on my rag. Oh, well, I don't even need to be doing this. I'm going to be taking this chain off, but you know what? For video purposes, all I'm doing is running this chain. Get over here where there's a curve. Come around here. A curve in the chain there. It opens up the chain to get the spot you can clean. And then this curve here is a spot you can clean. And then I like to kind of fold the chain a little bit with my fingers. I'm turning it just a little. Doesn't matter on this one because this chain's going to be replaced, but I figured I'd show it. And if you want to check your rear derailleur, still has some dirt on it, so I'm going to douse it again. That's on the pulley wheels. These jockey wheels here. There's always going to be dirt on the inside of the chain there. You're never going to get all of it, but I know that I'm going to be replacing this chain. But I do want these derailleur pulley wheels to be clean. Front derailleur, I usually just thread some part of the grag through the derailleur cage. I'm gonna do it with a little thin, something a little smaller. And then just flop it. And get the back side of the cage. This is the front derailleur. Get the front side of the cage. And I like to kind of get it into the mechanisms. A little bit of fresh clean. If you're like me and you've ridden this season and you're excited, it's now time to wash your bike if you haven't yet. I'm gonna pause for a minute. Let's have a customer pulled up. All right. Had a quick, oh no. I'm not sure if I got much of that rear end in there. Anyway, well, it's part 2. Let's see how it looks. Well, in part 1, if you didn't get much of that derailleur cleaning, I cleaned the derailleur, and I wanted to really get the pulley wheels clean. And I did the chain. Go ahead and check this other pulley wheel because that camera angle wasn't. All I'm doing is putting the grag up against the pulley wheel as I move it so I can clean in there. All right, there's that. Now, I've sprayed the cogs here, the freewheel, a few times. Get some more cleaner on there. Whatever it is, Simple Green is one of my favorites. This muck off has turned out to be really, really good. And just get the flossing in there. I'm using a, I'm gonna step on it with my foot so that I can hold that wheel. I'm using a t-shirt because it'll get in between there. These are little bitty spaces. And I know some of these middle gears have a lot more mileage on them because that's where you ride more frequently. It's kind of in the middle of range, right? I'm gonna take that, and I like to have my brush. I can get in there. This is just deep enough to get into those teeth. Just some good cleaner on there. Cleaner on everything. Well, you know what? Before I even wash it, always get your tires. And rim and spokes. Let you know, let's put a hand on each spoke in case there's one that's broken. You'll feel it, it'll be loose. Around the rim. Now this is a brake track for the rim, right? Because the brakes hit along the rim. So I can feel that if it's splintered, if it's come apart, I can feel that on the rag. It'll catch that rag if these brake tracks are damaged. And do that, it'll catch it like a bad fingernail, right? Get inside the hub. The Boyd wheels, 55s, I don't know, 45, 44s, 55s, can't remember, but they're awesome. I had them for several years. Not one issue. I've replaced bearings on it just because I was like, man, I'll just replace the bearings. Didn't need to. They're perfect. Just did it. Get behind here because that'll kind of get some soap down behind into that free hub body space, and then I can rinse it and back in here a bit. Get a little bit into that free hub body space, which is good. You want to wash it. You don't just leave it because you're going to add some oil later. You're going to re-lube it. You're going to spray some oil right into that gap and then freewheel it and let the oil work its way into the free hub body. Spray some oil into that tiny little gap and it'll work its way into those pawls and bearings and give it a nice coat of oil. Check the quick release. It's a little dirty, so I'll clean that up. These are some crazy, these are like zip quick releases. I read somewhere like they save like 0.4 watts because they're aerodynamic. And that quick release shape right there, who knows? I have no idea. I couldn't tell you what 0.4 or 4 watts even feels like because I don't have any computer on my bike. No computer, tires again. I just use my phone and Strava. Strava has an estimate of power, you know, whatever. Same thing, I'm running the drag on my brake track. And in each spoke, see if there's one that feels like it's off tension. Tension's low. Get the hub. Get the face of the bearing in here, and this hub shell. Get that super aerodynamic quick release lever. I have no idea, but they look kind of cool. They were a little bit of a sale, which doesn't mean much because the zip stuff's expensive anyway. So even if it's $200 part on sale, it's still expensive. Looking pretty good. I like to look at my cogs, put my finger on them. Get pretty shiny and clean. While I'm at it, I'll pause. I'll go ahead and we'll break the chain and let you see that. Okay, good enough. Well, after I looked at that other angle again, I may have not had any of that other stuff in the shot, but I take the chain completely off. It's wheels there, or the chain rings there, to give it all the slack. And I'm taking this chain off. So this chain coming off, get whatever chain breaker you have. This is, I don't know, something. I have a nice Park tool one, but the push pin is bent on it. So I need to change out the push pin. And all I'm doing here, oh, there we go. Just pushing through the pin. Not really worried about how far this one pushes through the link, because I'm taking this off, throwing this away. It's good enough. Clean that out. easiest way to save your stuff, man. I just cleaned it. It's great. It's got a little dirt on it, but I know that this chain I've had for almost 2 solid years of riding. For me, 3,000 or so miles per year. You know, anywhere around 6 or so thousand miles. Whether it's got any life in it or not, I don't care. I know it's got a lot of miles on it. So every 2 years, whether no matter what the miles, even every year, a $40 to $60 chain is such a cheap replacement. I happen to have this one. It is a Shimano. It is a 12-speed, which is, I think it's what this is. Yeah. Yeah, 12-speed. And it's got a little link pin in there, little connector pin, so all that's cool, super easy. Now I have this loose, or the chain ring out of there. I might go ahead and get this into this chain ring again, because the chain's not there. Just to make it a little, one last pass there, just why not, right? Chain's not there, go ahead and pass through on the inside. And anything that was in there, maybe I got it out. Any dirt. There are 100 million different ways and theories about chains and waxing and all. It's great, I love it. But for most every day, the chain comes out with a little bit of grease on it. It's fine. It's gonna wear off in like 2 seconds anyway. The Shimano chains, you got to face the little writing, the logos on the outside. They tell you that in the super secret Shimano instructions. But anyway, the grease that's on here is great. It's fine, and it's going to wear off so quickly. I just did this all backwards. I don't ever do it that way. I'll show you why, because it's much easier to let gravity do your work for you. Come across this way and this way, and that's much easier, I think. And then this is not working at all for me very well, but there we go. There's a win for gravity right there. I gotta get this. There's a little guide piece up here in the derailleur. Gotta kind of push that through. Marcus, your chain's getting on the ground. I don't care, because I'm gonna wash it off. It's gonna be clean and clear. Because I'm on video. So much trickier than it needs to be. I'm an idiot. I'll just get over here and get out of the way. Get this sucker in there. Yay, look, I can do it. Back in place there if I can. I can't do it. Can't do that either. Yes, there are 100 better ways to do this. Laugh at yourself. All right, there we go. Now we have that to where it is in place to go in the right direction. Now, given all that, Now, I do need the wheel because I use the old small cog method. Put this in place, put it on the small cog. Might help to take my spacer out of the way. I'm really doing this all the wrong way because this chain is loose. It's not in the right position. I'm just gonna loosely put that in for the quick release. And I do the small cog, small ring, and it all works just fine. I'm reconnecting because my cog was not all the way on the last gear of my chain. So I'm putting it on the last one. Now I do this. Now I do this. Kind of match it up and pull a little bit of slack. That's going to be my link. I'm taking that full link out because I know I have another full spare link or connecting link. It can go male side to male side as far as chain terms because the connecting link is the female outer link side. Pretty good. Take out a couple links. I'll double check it again, see if that's going to be about right for a link to put in. It is. It's good to me. Take that off. Really hope I don't drop these in the grass here, then it'd be bad news, wouldn't it? I'll hold that with my finger so it doesn't drop out. Put your connecting link in, slide them in together. I like to kind of pull, don't want to lose it. Kind of pull it with my hands, just to kind of set it in there, but it really doesn't get into place until you get here. Hold your tire and push your push on your when in doubt, wiggle it a little bit. There we go. That's the sound you want. Click that link into place. It's right here if you can see it. And I can see that it's securely all the way in the quick link. Now we have a new chain. I am going to go ahead and use a somewhat clean rag. I'm not going to use a ton of soap because I'm going to try to wipe off some of this extra grease that's on this chain. And then try to get a little bit more dirt off of these pulleys. Do the same thing with the chain. Take away some of the extra grease. And it should be fine. That's it. Throw the front wheel on. On this particular one, I'm going to change out that bar tape. I like white, so I'm going to keep white. Happy trails, ride lots. Clean
bike.